Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft Amplified server. We are in the spawn chunks at the moment. Check this place out. It is awesome. We have some villagers, we have the iron golems falling out of the sky. The Iron Titan, it is amazing, isn't it? Thank you ever so much, Tango. It is awesome. And also, thanks for the breeder as well, because we're using this to get ourselves some villagers. In between episodes, I've been over here using the breeder and separating some of the villagers, and now we've got a group of these guys. And I think we're going to be doing a lot with the villagers today. Do you know why? I started to think about trading. When we got into trading in the last season, that really stepped up our game a lot and allowed us to do a lot more. And although it's been nerfed, we can do something similar in this season as well, take advantage of these guys' trades. So let's have a look at what we got so far. We've got two in the same place right here. And we've got a butcher, we've got an armourer, we've got a toolsmith and a weaponsmith. And if I remember correctly, those are the most free useful for us in terms of getting diamond tools and stuff like that. So that's great, we've got those free straight away. What we don't have in here is a farmer. And a farmer is of course what we're actually after. So I've been I've been breeding these guys in between episodes with Tango's villager breeder. This is a complete mess at the moment, so let's hop around this thing and I'll show you how exactly we use it. If we come around to this side right here, what you have to do is chuck carrots and potatoes into this top bit and it lands in that space down there. So if we have a look, you can see that there's some air blocks around there. That's because the villagers are going to pick up the items and then they're going to sort of throw them at each other. So they get caught in this area where they can pick them back up again, which is really cool. So I've been doing that. I've run out of carrots, so I've given these guys a couple of stacks, and that's all of the villagers that we've got for that so far. So we're going to have to go and get ourselves some more of those things to continue breeding. Yay, I made it! Normally I fail at that and fall all the way down. So yeah, in the last episode, sorry, not in the last episode, I did the myth busting episode yesterday, and so we got all the numbers. If you saw that episode, it would have gone out by now. And we got all the numbers for each of the probabilities of these guys, and I can't remember what the farmer was, but it was less than 10%, I do believe. So we got a less than 10% chance each time one of these villagers comes down here of it being a farmer. So we are going to be here for a while, doing a fair bit. But we're going to be moving the villagers around as well, and it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to doing all of this, especially trading with those guys as well. Obviously, the plan at the moment is to continue what we were doing last episode. If you didn't see that, we built some farms that are going to rely on the farmer villagers to run, and they're going to automatically get us carrots and potatoes, which would actually be very useful for them breeding again. But yeah, that's something we're working on at the moment, and we're also going to do a little bit of trading once we've done that as well, I think, because we've got the right villagers to do it. And last season when we got into trading, that really stepped up our game, so it's going to help on here, even though it's been nerfed a little bit. Oh, I've fallen down. Holding shift on a chest doesn't work. Yes, the iron farm. We have an abundance of iron right here. This is just so awesome how much of it we have. And I was just thinking, the next thing for us to do is to start moving some of these villagers. We'll probably do that once we actually get the farmer. So we'll head back and get ourselves some more carrots and potatoes. But building the rails now is just going to be ever so simple. We've got the gold farm, we've got the iron farm, we've got everything that we need to do this, and life is going to be easy here on the server. So let's pop through the portal and talk about what we got to do on the other side. We've also got a bunch of little things that I wanted to mention to you, so we'll have a little bit of a chat while we're over here. And that's the wrong way, we're going this way. So here in the Nether, we need to move the villagers all the way up to the roof, and I was thinking about this, what are we going to do? And I thought, well, actually, building a temporary little staircase with a track on that goes round in a circle up to the top, probably not going to be that much of a big deal, really. It wouldn't take too long at all to do, so it's no big issue. But I did also mention that villagers might be able to climb ladders, and apparently Doc M did this in a Minecraft episode. He had a double extending piston somewhere down here, and then it would push the villagers up onto the ladder and they would climb it, which is cool to know, but I'm not going to do that because as I was thinking about having a temporary, rail cart track, there it is again, well done brain, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, a minecart track. If we have one that goes up to the ceiling, it might as well be permanent because that would be useful for a lot of people. So then I was thinking I built the, what do we call it, the Woolly Gator elevator. Love that name. Yeah, the thing that Slipgate has built a lot on this server that was made by Woolly Creeper. Yeah, we could build one of those right here. So an easy way down and an easy way up as well. And I was thinking to fall down, since we can't use water to break the fall damage, then we could use vines. So that is going to be a little project I'll do in between probably this clip and the next one, while I'll also be getting ready to breed some of the villagers. So right now we're going to take a little bit of a trip to get some bone meal. I'm going to see if I can remember my way there. It's going to be quite tough. We're probably going to get lost, but the reason that we're doing that is so that we can get some bone meal for using Tango's farm, which is down in the cow farm area. That's going to get us loads of carrots for breeding, and then I can talk to you while we're travelling over there. If you're wondering what these half slabs are, by the way, this is me and False's little code for where paths are going to go. I just put down half slabs and one of us will eventually turn it into a path. So I figured having one go around the side here would link this thing up. It'd also link it up to the two other farms we have over there, and then it will go up into that area. And this community area, isn't it looking absolutely lovely? I love playing on this server. It is truly a privilege. But anyway, let's continue walking. So, things I want to mention to you. First of all, two videos that have come out recently. One is the player skulls tutorial. And look at this, we're in the perfect location. Someone has been walking on the half slabs, by the looks of it. Let's put those back up. And they've been doing it on this side as well. I'm not surprised, I managed to do that. And even these ones over here as well. Maybe it's like mobs spawning in the area and wandering over them. That would explain that. But anyway, we have the player skulls feature on this server where you kill another player and it drops their skull. And look at that. Oh, that's so cool. Let's put on Monkey Farm's helmet for a second here. Oh, this is so derpy. Oh, that's great. I love that. I'm going to come back here and play around with that in a bit, I think. I don't want to do all of this derpy stuff on camera. But that's cool. That means we've got a reason to work on this place again, which is something we're probably going to do in the new year. It's only a couple of weeks away, really. And you died an unfortunate death. Anyway, let's continue on our travels. So, as I was trying to say, the player skulls head thing, if you want to know how to do that, there is a tutorial. Go down to the description box and down there you will find a link to it, just in case you missed it. And by the way, I think I mentioned about the gold the other episode. That's where I did that, so you can see it up there. Anyway, to get to this bone meal farm, we're actually going to randomly dig down here, believe it or not, because somewhere around here there is a path, and I found it, and it goes through here. So video number one is the tutorial for the player skulls. If you have a server and you're interested in that, then check out that video, and you can decide if it's for you or not. Video number two is UHC Season 6. We have started that. If you missed it, be sure to check that out. And here's the fun bit. Can I remember my way there? It's not signposted in the slightest, although there is some torches on the ground. Well, I found it at last. Here is the farm for bone meal, and there's none here. No surprise. I think most people like me have just come along to pinch some and then gone off again. So we're going to have to do a little bit of AFKing right here, which is okay. But the third thing that I wanted to talk to you about is a live stream event that's happening. It's hosted by the xisumavoid. They're doing a month-long stream this December to raise money for charity. They're trying to raise $1 million, which is a noble thing to do, I think. And we've actually been invited, although more so Mumbo has been invited, and we're kind of joining him as part of the stream. So on the 30th of December, write that day down, put it in your calendar, look in the description box for info on the time of day that it's happening. We're doing a live stream. Mumbo Jumbo is hosting it. He's going to be playing some mini games with us guys, doing some Q&A, some giveaways, and then we're going to end up the stream by doing a tour of this server and possibly the old one as well. A lot of those plans though are still sort of being figured out, but basically we're going to be streaming for 6 hours, and Mumbo is going to be the host, and that's going to be on the xisumavoid channel as well. So all of the stuff you need will be down there in the description box. But that is absolutely awesome, I think. I'm really looking forward to it. It's on the 30th of December, which is a couple of weeks away, but it will go by, I'm sure, really quickly. So I hope to see you there. Anyway, I'm going to AFK here for a bit. We're going to do some work in the Nether as well. We're going to breed up some villagers, and hopefully we'll be moving them soon. So I wasn't going to do an update so soon, but I'm working away here in the Nether, and I'm just thinking, this looks so strange, I want to capture this a little bit. So when I build stuff like this, big walls, what I tend to do is actually build a staircase, and then I'll just build a few blocks here and make my way around the staircase, and by doing so, we have this crazy looking structure. It's just gone all the way up to the ceiling right here, and this is where the elevator is going to be. I've sort of planned it out, left a little bit of space around it as well, just in case we want to make the interiors look nice. And saying that, that is, a big point of this Nether hub at the moment. We're going to make the interiors look good over time. It's not going to stay cobble forever. And I do think the outside could do with some work as well. So maybe we could have some interiors on the inside, then we could build something outside of this cobble shell as well, which would be another aspect of it, because it's not just about how it looks from the inside. And of course, this big, ugly cobble box that we have, you know, doesn't look too great. So it will change with time. Just thought I'd show you this as I'm going along. And we've got a fair bit more to do. I've got tons of carrots, by the way. In fact, I need to take another trip back to do some more breeding. We haven't got any new villagers yet, but we'll be getting more soon. I'll be working on it. And it won't be long before we're able to get these villagers all the way across to our farm, which is going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to that at the moment. But let's pop back here and see if we have any villagers. And this was completely and utterly... Well, we're getting eaten by the by the portal. Yes, this is completely and utterly not what I was expecting to see. Villagers sort of prepared here as if they know I'm coming from them. For them. This is Biffa's base, that's why. I've gone to the wrong portal. That makes a lot of sense now. He did something with taking villagers from the breeder an episode or two back as well. So let's go to the right portal this time. So I didn't do a head count before, but we've got our 3 guys with the black aprons, and this pretty much looks the exact same as it was before. So I've given these another stack of carrots. I think this time we're going to double the amount we'll give them because they are not breeding again, which could be a little bit worrying, but we've got plenty of time to work in the nether, so I will obviously keep working on this. Hopefully they will get breeding. I'm not sure why they haven't at the moment, but it just takes some time, doesn't it? Oh my days, it is finally done, and check this out, I am a Steve, and I am not even on the server. I'm actually pressing tab right now. If I go where there's a little more light at the top of the screen, you might be able to see a line, but it's ever so faint. Trust me, I'm pressing tab. Apparently I'm not on the server, and I've just had a rough time. I've been getting disconnects all the time, and I think it's something wrong on my end. So building this has been a little bit fractured, but at last it is done. And the villagers over at the Iron Titan, the spawn chunks, they are breeding as well. So things are looking up at the moment. I am excited for this next step now because this thing works. It has a couple of flaws that I didn't think about, but this is based on the design by Woolly Creeper and Slipgator. What I've done is just simply built it based on what I've seen, so it's very likely this is exactly the same. I just wanted to do my own redstone because I really liked the principles of how this works, so I probably wired it up differently. We're not going to have a look at that too much. We're going to talk about how it works though. So when you stand on this pressure plate, you're going to power some redstone underneath. Some of that is going to go around to power this dispenser. Some of it is going to power the block with that redstone torch right there. That's what that is. That's powering this track. So the track is going to turn off. That means there's going to be a minecart right here, and then you can right click on it. Did I put the minecart in? I'm pretty sure I just did that. There we go. No, maybe I didn't. Maybe the server is derping. Yep, there we go. I lost connection. Okay, let's reconnect. And that has been happening all day, and I'm back on the server. I'm me again, Christmas me. Whoa. And yeah, so you stand on here, you're going to turn off the track, you're going to activate the dispenser for the minecart, and then when you get in the minecart, it undoes the redstone because you're no longer on the pressure plate. And it looks like we're going to go up here a bit stuttery, and that's fine. And I just love how simple the mechanics for that is. Some of the best redstone is just the simplest stuff sometimes, and I've left a couple of blocks. We will sort that out in a moment. And I do believe this thing just worked. Yes, I saw it. I did see it. Okay, so underneath here, there is some hoppers leading round into the dropper. Then on the back of that, there's a comparator. Behind it, a block with redstone underneath. And then a repeater pointing into the block below it. So whenever there's an item in there, it's going to be powered. The idea being that only one item would enter at a time. So you can kind of see that right there. That's the repeater. Redstone over there at the back. And one of the problems I've had with this thing is pigmen spawning on it. I've only had the one, and he knocked me back down, which was a bit of a pain. But what we should be able to do is put half slabs in like this, because you can go through the half slabs, and that might actually look pretty cool at the top here, because we can have half slabs level coming all the way around. Possibly, maybe up to this bit right here. I'm going to have to test that. That could be really cool. And the floor up here does look a little bit odd. A moment ago, we didn't have any of these slabs on the top, and I think it looked a little bit better. You could clearly see where the drop down was, etc. Now, on the other designs that they've used, they've got a pressure plate in front of a trapdoor, and I couldn't quite figure out why, because if you're going to walk onto the pressure plate, it's to go down. So I kind of just left it like that, and if the reason why that's there becomes apparent to me, then we will change that. So anyway, let's drop down. This looks awesome! Oh, good stuff. And the vines at the bottom to save us. That is great. So, that's one job done for today. And it's an important one. It's going to be a thing that we can use from now on. And I'm sounding like Slipgator now, calling things things. That's, yeah, what they're called. Okay, so, yeah, what I'm saying is that that's going to be useful for more than what we're just doing, and in general for just getting up to the top of the nether. That's still going to have its use, and so people can use a minecart and be lazy instead of climbing a ladder and tiring out their arms. So anyway, we're back here. Let's go and have a look at how many villages we've got, because I've been travelling back and forth, checking up on them, and I know that we've got quite a few. And that doesn't actually look like too many more since I was last here, so let's get a better view. And I'd say maybe one or two more since I was last here. So let's have a look. You look like... Oh, and... okay, we're looking for the ones that have got brown clothes but don't have robes. These are the guys we're after, and it's really hard. I think you might be one. You're a shepherd, that's fine. What about you? A fisherman. And you are a fisherman as well. And you have a white robe, so you're a butcher. It is really hard to tell. I might have to make the space here a little bit bigger. Another fisherman, a toolsmith, a librarian. Do we have a farmer in here? That's what we need. And you're a shepherd. Okay, I think we need to space these guys out a little more, so I'm just going to expand this quickly, and then we can have a better look at these guys. Okay, the rule is with these walls to take out the bottom blocks first, and then that way they're not going to climb out of there. All of a sudden, oh, that scared me. I think they're going to be fine. Oh, I missed a bit on the ground, it would seem. Let's hop over here and just... Okay, it's filled in on that side, that's fine. I didn't have any sound for that last clip. I have absolutely no recollection of turning my sound off since I've been playing today, which is really strange. Oh, and check it out, we've got a farmer. Yes, this guy right here. He is indeed a farmer. That's amazing. Okay, so that's one. I think we've checked you before. You're a fisherman. We have better access to these guys now. Just a little bit better. Oh, and I've fallen in. That's really silly because I don't have ender pearls, but we can do this quickly. So we've got one farmer. That's a really good thing. And I think it was just the one guy down there. So I feel like we're going to have to do a little more breeding. Of course, you might be that guy. I'm going to have to check these guys thoroughly, though, because we only need two. We don't need to do more than two. But what we're going to do right now is just take the rest of these carrots, go up to the top, chuck them in there, and then do some AFKing for a bit. It's the perfect time because it's dinner time. So I'm going to make myself some lunch. And then we can let these guys breed in the meanwhile. Yeah. Does that work? I don't think it does. You guys know what I'm like with words. And I've decided lately that I'm going to try and keep my derpiness in a little bit more, because sometimes I used to just say really weird stuff and then I think like, no, scrap that footage and try again. But I don't think that's the better way to become a better commentator. So if you're hearing an excessive amount of me saying strange things, that is the explanation for why. But anyway, yes, enough of this for now. This is what I'll be doing, chucking carrots at them so they can breed. Okay, I know some of you would have been freaking out. Yes, this area was very insecure. I forgot that one of the reasons or things that we have to think about over here is zombies. So I've just cleared this up. You know, this is all too high so that zombies can't kind of pathfind their way over here and get inside this thing. So these guys are going to be safe, and now we're going to do a little bit of AFKing. So my connection to this server has been absolutely appalling, and I've given these guys plenty of time to breed before we move them out. And yes, I've just logged in to find out that we only have two. This is not what I wanted to happen right now. It's definitely not. And I'm a little bit shocked as to how this has happened. So False is online. False has not been to the spawn chunk. So at first I thought maybe someone else has come along, not seen my sign and just taken these villagers. And that's not what's happened. So I thought, okay, right, so maybe a baby zombie has gotten in here. This is kind of zombie proof, but a baby zombie could actually fit through there, which is something that I didn't think about. That's my mistake. But the thing is, if no one's been in the spawn chunks, then how would there be mobs spawning here? Because mob spawning is based on a player radius. So it's a little bit of a mystery, and it's quite unfortunate because we had loads of villagers to pick from, including some of the really important ones that we needed. So I guess I should have secured them earlier. But the thing is, we have tons of carrots, so we can continue the breeding. So what I'm going to do is temporarily remove that track. Where are all my blocks? Where did I put my blocks? I've put them somewhere, and I've completely forgotten where that is. We're going to temporarily block this up, so there's no way that that happens again. And it's disappointing, but these things happen, and this has just set me back once again. At this rate, I think that perhaps in the next episode we'll do some trading with villagers and stuff. But let's see how it goes. I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to give all of these carrots to these guys over here. This is the last of the carrots from the last of my bone meal. So this is our last chance, really, to make this work. And I can't believe that that happened. That's so unfortunate. And look at you. It's people like you that are causing these sorts of problems, mate. You are going to get... Well, you're not going to get an arrow in the face now because you've made your way away from me, but... Oh, those zombies, hey, they make this game so much more difficult. Let's just chuck all of these in, half stack at a time, and get these guys breeding. Look at this, he's found a way in. It's the gold guy from before. I don't know how he's managed to do that. I've got a feeling that there's a way in, perhaps through the water stream, because there's no other way in around the side here. How am I going to get out? I'm going to have to dig my way out because I don't have any blocks on me. There we go. So there's something that's allowing them to get in here. And all of this is they shouldn't use the chest. That's the way I get up. Their AI should stop them from using that. I guess we shouldn't take that as a risk though, right? And I don't have my axe with me either. I'm unprepared for doing anything other than watching those villagers at the moment. So, I'm going to investigate off camera. We've done so much talking about this stuff today, but there is some way that they're getting in there, and I need to figure that out because that's a problem. And when I was standing over there, I didn't see anything out of the corner of my eye, like them using the chest. They shouldn't use that. Their AI should tell them that they can't climb up there. So there is a way that they're getting into here, and it's a little bit of a mystery at the moment. Okay, I think I found it. Remember that gold guy? He fell down the bottom. I think he may have pathfinded up this way, up this little path over here. Then come around the top of this. And from here, you can actually walk across on the top of this roof, drop down and get inside. So it's my fault I didn't extend this roof over one block when I was extending the sides of these. And I'm surprised for how long it actually survived like that, because it was overnight. And I logged on this morning, things were fine, even though my connection's been terrible. I've been able to do a little bit more breeding, and it has set us back. But you know what? I'm not bothered. I'm looking forward to getting these villagers back. And a good thing I remembered this block right here. That would have been a little bit of a problem. But I'm going to craft some blocks and just cover up the rest of that roof, and then we should be good. But I'm going to do some double checking here, because we do not want that to happen again. That would be a huge setback. At the moment, this has already set me back a few hours now. You can imagine it took a long time to get that many villagers, but I'm not fussed because we'll be able to do it again, and things will be alright. I can barely believe my luck at the moment. This just makes no sense right now. We have our first ever mystery here on the Hermitcraft server. So I've been unable to AFK for bone meal to make some crops to get ourselves some more villagers because I am just frequently disconnecting. So I managed to get a little bit. I came over here and I just did some of that farming where, you know, you change your key, you alt and tab, and you leave this guy just here farming away at the stuff. The thing is, I have 31 carrots and I started with 32 carrots, so I've lost 1 carrot. And I'm wondering, where have all the carrots gone? What's happened here? This doesn't make any sense at all. I watched all of the bone meal drain away from the top here, and that's about as much as I can tell you. So I've opened up the back of this area, gone around and had a look. I've checked every single hopper here. They are all empty. I've checked all the ones up the top here. I also don't know what this thing right here is actually for. It doesn't make much sense to me why you would need it. I've checked the chest. I've checked the hopper below it. The bone meal has completely disappeared, and I am just... I'm totally confused. There's no explanation for me right now that makes any sense, and I think I'm just going to give up and go look at the villagers that we have and see what we can do with them. We might be able to get 1 or 2 more with these carrots right here. Actually, I should probably put them back in the chest since they are not mine, but that is just ridiculous, and today is just not going the way I wanted it to. It's been a pretty unbelievable couple of days. There's just nothing that I can do really other than move these guys through into the nether at the moment. And there's no farmers here, so there's none we're going to be transporting over to that project. We'll have to save that for another day, I guess. However, there are a few here that are going to be useful. So what we're going to do is transport them all into the nether. We're going to find out the useful ones, and we're going to get rid of the not so useful ones in the nether. And it's you! You are such a troublemaker, making your way into here. And it's a good thing I killed that guy, actually, because as soon as I removed this block, he would have been able to get back in there, which would have been very bad. And this little bit right here is risky. We've just got this path going over the edge. But today's episode... There's another one! What's going on? Maybe they spawned in a pack. Yep, today's episode has just been... The plan has been changed by all of these problems. And so now I think we're just going to wrap things up by getting these guys safely over to the base. The ones that I want to keep, that is, which is going to be, I think, a librarian, probably a cleric as well. So we've got one of those types, and then we're going to have a toolsmith, a weaponsmith, and an armourer as well. In fact, I'll probably just try and keep one of each type, which seems like a good idea because I haven't fully investigated these trades, and some of them might actually be quite useful. So that is the plan. Not going to do all of this on camera just because it will take a very long time. So I guess I'm going to leave the camera rolling, as they might say, because anything can happen now. This is risky, it's out in the open, but hopefully we won't have any more problems. So, I think they don't go through on minecarts. I could have swore this was something that got fixed a while ago. I didn't think this is going to be a problem. That means I've got to make some modifications on the other side of the nether. Nothing goes simple. Nothing goes simple today. I don't know what it is. Nothing goes simple. So down in this pit we have a librarian. How did you get there? I don't know how you got there. We got a Fletcher, we got a cleric, oops, and this guy right here is an armourer, along with these guys over here. We got a toolsmith and a weaponsmith right there. Then a leather worker. I need to grab a butcher, a librarian, and a shepherd. So we are slowly gathering, you know, one of each type. Obviously we need a few farmers, and to be honest, I am really disappointed with how this episode has turned out. As you can see, I'm no longer actually on the server apparently, and I like these episodes to be entertaining and to get something done, and I feel like just everything has been in the way of doing that. This game has been trolling me. Even this bit right here, just moving the villagers through the nether, has been really difficult, mainly because of the lag. Every time I try and do something, you know, the villagers just zip back and forth as the game catches up, and I think I'm just going to wrap things up here. I really wanted to do so much more this episode. I've been quite disappointed. I have done one other little thing. It's really nothing to talk about, but I hooked up a nether portal to the farm for the bone meal, the skeleton farm. There's also a spider farm over there as well, so let's just quickly go through and you can see where that goes to. But it's just down the end here, so I had a little bit of time while I was waiting for them to breed, so I cleared out this area. We have a portal over here. It needs to be signed up, and if we go through, you'll see it goes to the spider and the skeleton farm. Now, next episode, I had a plan for something that I wanted to do. And what is going on? Oh, look at this. Now the portal is eating me. So we're over here. You may have seen this on people's videos. That way goes down to the skeleton farm, that one to the spider farm. And yes, next episode I had a plan for a really cool project suggested by It's Fozzy. He gave me some inspiration, and I'm really looking forward to doing this thing. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to do that or continue with this, but that's going to be it for this one. Again, I'm sorry of how it turned out, and I'm a Steve at the moment. So there you go. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.